The summer Ethan turned 16, Lily moved to their small town. She was different, a breath of fresh air in their quiet world. Her laughter echoed through the town square, light and carefree. Her eyes, the color of the summer sky, held a depth that intrigued him. From the moment he saw her, Ethan knew he was captivated. Ethan watched her from afar, his heart pounding in his chest. He noticed the way she moved with effortless grace, the way her smile could light up a room. Every glance, every chance encounter deepened his feelings. Lily was like a beautiful melody, and he found himself drawn to her rhythm. He knew he had to find a way to know her, to unravel the mystery behind those captivating eyes. One warm afternoon, their paths crossed at the local library. She was browsing through the poetry section, her brow furrowed in concentration. Ethan's heart pounded as he walked towards her, his palms sweating. He stammered, struggling to find the right words. "Hi," he finally managed, his voice barely above a whisper. Lily looked up, her eyes widening in surprise. A smile bloomed on her face, and Ethan felt a surge of hope. They talked for what felt like hours about books, dreams, and everything in between. As they talked, Ethan realized that Lily was not just beautiful, but intelligent, kind, and full of life. That day, a spark ignited between them, a flicker of something special that promised to burn brighter with each passing day. Ethan found himself thinking about Lily constantly. Her laugh echoed in his ears, and her smile haunted his dreams. He wrote her poems, pouring out his heart onto the page, capturing the intensity of his feelings. He yearned to tell her how he felt, but fear held him back. What if she didn't feel the same way? The thought of rejection was unbearable. Days turned into weeks, and Ethan knew he couldn't keep his feelings bottled up any longer. He had to tell Lily how he felt. He gathered his courage, rehearsing his confession countless times in his mind. Finally, he found her by the lake, their special place, where they had shared their first kiss. As Lily listened to his heartfelt words, her heart swelled with emotion. She had sensed his feelings, felt the depth in his gaze, the unspoken longing in his touch, yet hearing him confess his love so openly, so honestly, took her breath away. Ethan, with his kind eyes and gentle soul, had stolen her heart without her even realizing it. "Lily!" Ethan began, his voice trembling slightly. "I can't keep it in any longer. I think I'm falling in love with you." The words hung in the air between them, heavy with unspoken emotions. Lily's breath caught in her throat, her eyes wide with surprise. She had felt the connection between them, the undeniable pull towards him, but she hadn't dared to name it. Lily's initial hesitation gave way to a love that mirrored Ethan's in its intensity. Their summer unfurled like a dream. They spent their days exploring hidden trails, sharing ice cream under the summer sun, and stealing kisses under the starlit sky. Ethan's world revolved around Lily, her happiness his sole priority. Lily, swept away by the intensity of their love, found herself falling deeper into the whirlwind of emotions. Ethan was everything she had ever dreamed of, kind, compassionate, and completely devoted to her. Their days were filled with laughter, shared secrets, and stolen glances that spoke volumes. For a brief, glorious moment, life was perfect. They were young and invincible, their love a shield against the world's harsh realities. They made promises, whispered dreams, and believed in a future where their love would conquer all. In each other's arms they found solace, passion, and a sense of belonging they had never known before, but their idyllic bubble couldn't last forever. Reality, like a persistent shadow, loomed over their newfound happiness, threatening to shatter their fragile world. Unseen forces were at play, whispers of disapproval and societal expectations casting a pall over their joy. Lily's family, prominent figures in their community, had different plans for her. They envisioned a future where she would marry into wealth and status, not a life with a boy from the wrong side of the tracks. Ethan, despite his good heart and genuine love for Lily, did not fit into their picture-perfect world. Whispers of disapproval turned into hushed conversations behind closed doors. Lily found herself torn between the love she felt for Ethan and the expectations of her family. The weight of their judgment, the unspoken pressure to conform, began to chip away at her happiness. Ethan, sensitive to Lily's growing unease, sensed the invisible wall rising between them. He noticed the way her smile didn't quite reach her eyes anymore, how her laughter was tinged with a hint of sadness. He knew in his heart that something was amiss, that their love was facing a challenge far greater than they had anticipated. The joy that had once filled their days began to dwindle, replaced by annoying anxiety. The shadow of Lily's family's disapproval loomed over them, threatening to extinguish the flame of their love. One evening, as the sun began its descent, casting long shadows across their secret meeting place, Lily broke down. Tears streamed down her face as she confessed the pressure she faced, the impossible choice her family was forcing upon her. She loved Ethan with every fiber of her being, but the thought of defying her family, of severing those ties, seemed an insurmountable obstacle. With a heart heavier than words could express, Lily made the most difficult decision of her life. She asked Ethan for the ultimate sacrifice, to leave, to forget about her, and to build a life for himself, a life she knew she couldn't be a part of. It was a request born out of love, a selfless act of sacrifice meant to protect Ethan from her family's wrath. Ethan listened, his heart shattering into a million pieces. He wanted to rage, to fight for their love, but he saw the tears in Lily's eyes, felt the depth of her despair, and knew he had to honor her wishes. With a kiss that tasted of heartbreak and unshed tears, he promised to let her go. The pain of separation was almost unbearable. Ethan left their town, the place where he had experienced both the greatest joy and the most profound sorrow. He carried Lily's memory in his heart, a bittersweet reminder of a love that fate had deemed forbidden. Ethan moved to a new city, striving to rebuild his life, to outrun the ghost of Lily's memory. He threw himself into his studies, his work, anything to quiet the ache in his heart. But Lily's presence lingered in the whisper of the wind, the scent of summer rain, the lyrics of their song. Years passed, but the memory of their love remained, a bittersweet symphony, playing on repeat in his heart. Ethan never forgot Lily, the girl who had stolen his heart and taught him the true meaning of love. He learned that sometimes the greatest love stories don't end with a happily ever after. They teach us about sacrifice, resilience, and the enduring power of the human heart. Though their paths diverged, the impact of their summer romance shaped Ethan's life. He carried the lessons he learned from Lily, the importance of kindness, the beauty of vulnerability, and the transformative power of love into all his future relationships. He realized that love, even in its absence, had the power to shape us, to teach us, and to leave an indelible mark on our souls.